Welcome back to Narrations, the channel where films come alive through storytelling. Today, we're diving into a psychological thriller that kept audiences on edge with its shocking twists, unreliable narrators, and chilling exploration of marriage gone wrong. This is Gone Girl, 2014, directed by David Fincher and based on Gillian Flynn's best-selling novel. The story begins on a quiet Missouri morning. Nick Dunne, a former New York writer now living in his small hometown, walks into his bar. It's his 5th wedding anniversary with his wife, Amy. On the surface, their life seems picture perfect, two attractive, intelligent people married with a nice house. But appearances, as we'll soon learn, can be deceiving. Nick returns home to find the front door open, furniture overturned, and Amy missing. Panic builds quickly. He calls the police, and within hours, a media frenzy erupts. Amy, as it turns out, isn't just any woman, she's the inspiration for a beloved children's book character called Amazing Amy, created by her wealthy parents. The case explodes onto national television. Detective Rhonda Boney leads the investigation, combing through the house and questioning Nick. At first, he plays the role of the worried husband. But the clues start piling up: a suspicious amount of blood found in the kitchen, a staged crime scene, and Amy's annual anniversary treasure hunt, which this year seems to hold darker undertones. As days pass, the media turns against Nick. He doesn't behave like the grieving spouse they expect. He smiles awkwardly at press conferences, is caught taking selfies with fans, and his lack of visible sorrow paints him as cold. When it's revealed that he's been having an affair with one of his students, the story shifts. Suddenly, Nick is no longer the worried husband. He's the prime suspect. The film twists at its midpoint with a stunning revelation. Amy isn't dead. She isn't kidnapped. She's alive, and she's orchestrated everything. Through her diary entries and flashbacks, we learn the truth. Amy discovered Nick's affair, grew disgusted with their failing marriage, and decided to punish him. Carefully, meticulously, she crafted the perfect frame-up. She bled herself onto the kitchen floor, cleaned it badly to suggest a cover-up, planted clues that would incriminate Nick, and disappeared, planning to eventually kill herself so he'd be convicted of her murder. Amy's diary paints Nick as abusive and dangerous, a false trail meant to sway police and the public. Meanwhile, she drives across the country, hiding in motels and relishing the chaos she's unleashed. But her plan begins to unravel when she's robbed by strangers and loses her stash of cash. Desperate, she turns to an old boyfriend, Desi Collins, a wealthy man still obsessed with her. He takes her in, but his controlling nature becomes suffocating. Back home, Nick fights to save himself. He hires celebrity lawyer Tanner Bolt, who coaches him on how to play the media. Nick prepares for a major TV interview, where he shows contrition, admits to his mistakes, and speaks directly to Amy, begging her to come home. It's part legal strategy, part heartfelt plea, and it works. Watching the interview, Amy changes her plan. Instead of letting Nick burn, she decides to return. But to do so, she needs an exit strategy from Desi. In one of the most shocking scenes, Amy seduces Desi, then murders him in cold blood, staging the scene to look like self-defense and captivity. Covered in his blood, she drives home, collapsing into Nick's arms in front of a swarm of cameras. To the outside world, she's the victim returned from the dead. To Nick, she's the monster who destroyed his life and then rebuilt it on her terms. The public eats up her story, but Detective Boney remains suspicious. She questions Amy's inconsistent details, the lack of real evidence of abduction, and Nick's strange behavior. Still, Amy's performance is flawless, and no one can prove otherwise. Behind closed doors, Nick confronts Amy, demanding the truth. She admits it all: the frame-up, the manipulation, the lies. But she holds a final card: she's pregnant. She inseminated herself with Nick's preserved sperm, ensuring that he can't just walk away. If he exposes her, he destroys his child's life along with his own. The film closes on a chilling note. Nick, trapped in a marriage with a woman he knows is a sociopath, decides to stay. He tells the media they're committed to rebuilding their marriage, while privately living in fear and resentment. Amy smiles at him, victorious. Their marriage, built on lies, betrayal, and manipulation, is now a prison neither can escape. That was Gone Girl. A thriller that redefined the genre with its dark exploration of love, control, and the image we project to the world. It reminds us that sometimes the scariest monsters aren't strangers lurking in the shadows, but the people closest to us. If you enjoyed this narration, watch the full movie to experience its twists and Fincher's razor-sharp direction. Share this with someone who loves psychological thrillers, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Narrations for more cinematic journeys.